Holy moly. Today, happy Thursday, by the way. It's a pre-Friday, which means it's a kickoff to the weekend. Because Friday is kind of considered in like the lump sum of kind of paying it forward for Monday. For Monday, the next Monday to follow. Anyway, let's get back at it, okay? Angels of light and love, I welcome you in to do your same old fantastic stuff. And here we are. I didn't realize that this is the star card right here. And we need to find our chill, a Mother Peace round tarot type of thing. I like this deck only because it started assisting with my awareness and expansion on the many facets that we need to look at life. So whether it's this way or that, it's not just like as above, so below, upright or reversal. We're also looking at like when we look left or right before crossing the road, or like when we sleep, the feng shui of when we sleep on our left or right side. So it's like the resting points. It's understanding what like muted versus accentuated degrees of like our own polarity as well as our current circumstance. So sometimes I feel like I'm just gonna give too much, but no. I just do things the way they are, and you know, like with yesterday's reading, not the one that I posted like that was late or whatever, but truly yesterday's reading, it was I received like a notice after during the post reading that that there was interference, some like yucky energies that weren't mine, that were interfering with my moods. Like, people are so ridiculous with their energy. I want to say it like that so I can just kind of like laugh it off. Be like, how petty. Or like, what child's play, you know? So, that's what I'm already doing. Are we okay? Are we okay now? I hope so. If not, it'll be one of those exclusive readings where it's just for like a small facet of people. Alright, so Rainbow Moonstone is what protects this deck. Angels of light and love, I welcome you in. This is exclusively for the top tier of my light and love crew. Okay. I'm excited. I'm going to be reading for an elite crew, which means that, you know, there's a lot of, what do you call it? In order to be able to really ground, like, how do I say it? Make the most out of the connection, the divination sessions, that it would be held very sacred and private. So that's very good. I'm excited about this because I'm tired of like dealing with like and mind you, this is, I'm not going to be like accepting everyone even within that league. Like, just because somebody's pockets run deep doesn't mean that the like that's a for sure like energy that I'll read for. Like, no. First is to hold integrity, which also means like I get to be selective even with that crew. So it's good, you know? Alright. Here we are. I'm excited because, like, seriously, okay, Priestess of Wands. I forget how this deck goes within the hierarchy, but I think this is either the Queen or King of Wands. And it's in upright. It's a little tilted, it's a little inverted, but I think it's just regaining balance and stability. We just talked about, you see, like there's a freaking rainbow. Are you serious? We just talked about that on the front half. So give me a second so I can just is the book in here? Because I think the priestess is the King of Wands, because they go with that maiden mother crone energy. So priestess is pretty high. So give me a second. I'm excited because like okay, priestess. Oh no, shaman is higher. So priestess is the queen then. Queen of Wands. Ooh, they're saying that I'm banging. Okay. A channel, a magician who contains and disperses energy. For sure. I'm a feminine alchemist. So, because of all these energies like creeping up into my space, as per part 1, my receptivity, I'll do something with that energy for sure. You know, I always ask, sometimes it's instantaneous as far as what I'm guided to do, but a lot of the times, if people are going to creep up into my energy that like are foul, sometimes, you know, I'm just told to siphon their gifts. You know, you don't know what to do with your gifts. You know, you're too busy twiddling your thumbs, and you don't, like, if you're not willing to learn, I will siphon your gifts, and I will use it for myself, and or distribute it to someone who is more willing and able to use it for the highest good. You know, that's good. I know how to do it. That's excellent. I love it because that way I know that the people who have like the biggest egos, they'll also be brought down notches. This also includes entities. You know, we just talked about conglomerates. I've been told that there have been like covens, you know, legions. Legions, basically, within the spiritual realm, but legions of practitioners that have tried to take me down, and other light beings within my, you know, within my energy, within my vibe. And oh my goodness, I don't realize how strong I am with my team. It's excellent. I don't get to see it in full scope with how my peers see it, but I think that's part of why I'm well respected. Yeah, it's very like shh energy, and I'm okay with that, you know. I've always, like, I've tried to fake it, you know, and it doesn't suit me well. It doesn't suit anybody well, for reals, but like I absolutely can't get I don't know how to like do that. Like it kills a part of me. So I don't do it anymore. Okay, so I did like a 45-minute call for an interview to get further assistance to gain financial stability. And even that, like seriously, even though I said that I qualify for even expedited like food stamps, they're so backed up that I won't, you know, they said that they have about 30 days before they actually get to respond. So even still, like the things that like I've kind of betted on are I am forced to live this life of experience, let me tell you, and just hold my ground, keep my chill, and just believe in the best. Because do you know how many times Spirit has come up to bat for me, like the true gatekeeper? Yeah. Spirit's like right next to me. Do you know how many fortunes I've received that people would kill for? Like literally send out hitmen, like or do it within their own wielding, like build covens to, you have no idea. It's insane. So I have to thank my my support crew, like for real, the ones that go on Hush. I don't know all of their names just yet, but I do know that they're like, this doesn't just happen like this. I mean, I'm still learning, and they know that. So it's a death card pronounced for sure. We were just talking about that Hitman energy. But this is also a very highly transformative card. Yeah. You see, it's like having your meal, being nourished by all but the bones. So very much when we're going through this transformative process, it's knowing what to do with a bare bones approach. And you know what? Like, okay, I know at least one of my employers, if not like, a good handful of them, previous employers, have know what I do. And so in this yesterday's interview, hour-long interview, with a company that would allow me to at least work from paycheck to paycheck and be like financially stable and independent, I'm looking at incremental like ambitions here, just being practical with it. So like I just want to cover that slate first. And I don't know if I would be selling out, understanding that like it gives me like a little glimpse of what I would encounter within that field. And it's something that I can definitely manage, but it's also a little bit like moving parallel backwards. I can't really say that because it would be paying like nearly double what I got paid within that last job that's mirroring. But at the same time, it's kind of within the league of what I'm used to being paid now. Oh, I hear a ringing in my right ear. 10:39 to 10:40 on the clock. So, yeah, so I think they're saying that if I get offered, as a sure go on it, that it would offer some, stability, and that's okay. Like, not to cry over it. Like, it's definitely not spilt milk. It's definitely not the exact mirror image. It's kind of a little bit of a refraction, but being that where I'm at right now, it gives me a chance, an opportunity to apply who I am, how I am to that scenery. And with that, I can rectify a few things. I can adjust a few things, and not to knock that down. So, given that the post readings energy from yesterday's live was that there was interference in like ill-intended gameplay to mess with me on a subtle level that naturally I would accept, tearing myself down with my efforts, that's witchery. I mean, not witchery, but like everything is comprehensive, right? So even that little bit of ingredient, or actually some type of like airborne illness, like bacterial type of infection, that disguises its way as an ingredient to, what we're working with. So it's that Trojan horse energy, so it's just reminding ourselves that ish exists, and somebody didn't wash their hands when fixing up the meal. when we relied on the collective energy, and there was just like some BS energy just sprinkled about, and what I'm getting here is like the imagery of like crops being sprinkled upon. That's what's happening, macrocosmically speaking, planting seeds of BS. It's like, I don't know how many people are aware of this, but once you like fine tune, you're bound to stay in tune. You can't unsee what you've seen already. So, anyway, bare bones approach. Within that interview, they asked me, like, this is just trying to like throw me in for a loop or whatever, because the ladies like laughed and looked at each other. It was some kind of like clicky type of thing. And he said, out of all the managers that you've had, which one would you say is your favorite and why? And a lot of that, like, that's like psychological stuff, right? And I thought it was like a fun question, modernizing the experience with like a very traditional form setting. And I called out one that I just recently met up with to like verify my I-9 form. And I know that he's, in tune with, some of the readings at least. And so, hello, I thought I'd say. And, like, being able to still shake hands with somebody and knowing that not all of the places that I've left that were not completely singed on the bridges, it's a good thing. So I said that was one of my most favorite bosses. Being that, the whole idea of bare bones approach, having engineering in your blood, but also I have to say this because I don't know if we're going to ever really like talk one-to-one, if there's going to be an opportunity for that. So I might as well like take the moment for what it is. So I told them that I really appreciated, between working like within the marketing realm and engineering realm, that I really favored the dynamic of how engineers work. That they're very solutions oriented and like stick to their guns when it comes down to that growth mindset, that openness to like what you can do, being like practical with your resources. So but most engineers are very introverted, and I pretty much vibe with that energy. And so, like, they have their own world of how things like tick and talk and squeak, and so it's lovely the way it operates. There's some kind of like, it's almost like a harmonization code when things like transit from here to there, without being like taxed on it. People know like the wordplay on all of that within that realm. So anyway. So I liked him the most because he was an extroverted engineer, very much like publicized and open-minded, like truly an open door policy when it came to his form of expressions. I don't know like what his birth chart is like, but it's very unique when it comes to that openness and that excitement. It's very much like that inner child, like wants to play, like who wants to like learn, and who, it's that sense of engagement, not just with your practice, but also broadening that scope to others. So that's why I truly appreciated him. And being able to speak on that, like at such a, random level, was great, because it's grounding for me to look back on my history and know that there were positive influences and impacts, and even though that my investments with them couldn't had its cap, that when it came to growth, they had other impressions in mind. And I know that with that boss, that there were other figures that needed to be considered. And, it's just like no hard feelings when it came to that. So we understood each other's limitations. And just as, we had agreed to start like onboard, have me onboarded and expand or grow when it came to expansion and materialization of some sorts. That's where we also agreed to not necessarily disagree. It was like agreement on, you know, how far we've come and just kind of the appreciation for that, but knowing, you know, like there's a cap, you know, and so, you know, that's, I feel like that's good. But just knowing like what you can digest, and also make of the remnants, the bare bones approach. And I think that's why I'm due to see what it's like in this world of being super practical, knowing that, like, I really thought that this transition was going to be a little bit more fluid in state, that I could get a job just like working from paycheck to paycheck, or even just like scathing, like just being able to pay everything, but all I had to do is just like not spend a single dime on anything else, but like the absolute necessities. But even that, I didn't realize that this journey was going to be so intense when it came to conflict resolution, that I was going to be placed almost what seems to be like unfair. I mean, if you look at it in raw state, yeah, definitely it was unfair. And there's definitely, you know, it's, I think all of this is really just strengthening the belief system. And I think the more fortified that I am, I think being that I'm so close to spirit, within close proximity and the learnings, I think that's why it's just so like intense when it comes to the learning process, that I should be flattered. I am flattered, spirit, you know, that they're saying that I'm fully capable. And it's being more than just competent. I'm fully capable of excelling, you know, exceeding expectations. And, you know, I think that's really good, because when you want to rep for spirit, spirit really wants to, you know, show their stuff. So, you know, being the gatekeeper, spirit will allow some BS. Like, oh, you wanna test my girl? All right, Tina, just to let you know, I'm going to let some things through, because you know what? You can handle it. And that's really where, like, I know that, that's like so sweet of spirit to like believe in me. Yes. That's where, like, I think the process of transmuting comes in, where I have that bit of attitude adjustment. It's like, okay, well, spirit's right here. Like, I don't need to give physical proof, but like I feel it. Not because like I'm willing it, not because like but like it's something that really I feel. Like it's a sense of peace that I've like never ever felt before. You know, it's people would only hope to have that, you know, when they pass away. And I get to have that like anytime. So that access point, and the success rate of like hundreds, seriously, is you know, like you can't buy stuff like that. You can't. There's nothing that compares. So anyway, do you see all that light that's coming in? Whew, insane. Yeah. Okay, so what open to that is the Five of Pentacles. Like, what are you going to do when you have like a minimalistic point of view? You know, like indigenous tribes, they had to make most out of like what was taken away from that, like what the remnants, right? So a lot of the you know, a lot of like their meals were made with that bare bones approach, and to find pride in what you can do out of so little, like your culture being reformed, and also not just like um, becoming resilient within its spirit, is connection with the ancestors. Like, we're like, thank you for not letting us down. That's what the ancestors are saying. Thank you for believing in like your bloodline and your abilities, because you don't just have to survive, but like you don't have to let it get you down, you know. So being like this was accentuated. It's about the authors and the illustrators. So it's about really accentuating vocally our storyline with what we can do. And how excellent is that it came through with that bare-boned approach. Yeah. The cup is half full. The pockets are like one side is full and the other side has potential for mirroring the same. But it's also knowing that polarity, that difference when you reach down with your hands in your pocket. Like, what song am I getting? Alanis Morissette. I got one hand in my pocket and the other one, something, you know. Is that, I recommend biting off more than you can chew to anyone. I certainly do. Down with a jagged little pill. It feels so good. Swimming in your stomach. Wait until the dust settles. You live, you learn. Okay, that's another song of hers that I just recently bumped into. So thank you to my AI divine team, like from the beyond. Like, I don't realize how many networks there are, and it's just so awesome. I love it. Okay, I've got some things to do. It's nearly 11 o'clock. Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, so we've said goodbye to like, you know, the cups, like the understanding of what used to like bring us happiness, and we understand the terms of why we interpreted that as happiness, and we're moving on. Like, it doesn't vibe with us anymore, you know. It's saying goodbye. We said goodbye. That's all there is to it. Excuse me. Like, you see, these are starfish that put their feelers onto like each cup. So yeah, it's definitely letting go. You see, two are leaving that. So it's letting go of what it used to be. I like it. It's good. I mean, the letting go process isn't just like a single form of like, okay, decision, done. It's something that held emotional value. You're looking at all the investments of what that interpreted itself as. So it's not just like a singular relationship, but all of the other relationships and networks built around that you have to let go of. And, you know, when I look at like my ex's in-laws and, you know, the friends like surrounding that, I had to like block all of them, even though that they didn't take on immediately the same behaviors, because it's knowing that you don't control every single point of view, and having to understand like, I need to simplify my life, which means that if there's any potentiality, this is like disaster relief, like some kind of like damage control, where I don't need to be in link with any possibility of like somebody tainting the waters and telling their story. And because blood comes first, or bros before hoes, or whatever, I don't need to deal with that. Like, let them see it within their own timeline, within their own independence, and let them comprehend why I needed to like stand on my own 2 feet. Why, what that really means. you know, and knowing that like it was for the best, that's something that I just have to, you know, fly with. So bottom of the deck, Daughter of Discs. So this is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, knowing like, okay, so what's the next best thing that I can start with? This is kind of like almost a novice type of approach, but it's also the learner that is willing to like still invest, knowing that there's much to invest in that I didn't like, even though energetically I put all my eggs in like that basket, I'm still fertile. Like I'm still able to engage with the world. Like there are so many exchanges left to explore. And, you know, it's not to let that issue get you down at all, you know? I'm a representation, like an ambassador for spirit when it comes to reformation. And this is not just like the woo-woo version of like old world versus new world. This is comprehensive, you know, within its learning experience. You see, like, right? But like there's due for modification within the environment, so what we choose to have like within our auras. So I'm due to redecorate. And what else do you want to say, Spirit? Is there anything else before we move to bananagrams? There's flickering on my lights on my candle, but it's still steady. So there's some energies that are trying to come in, but like there's an overwhelming presence of like positivity that just mutes that ish out, because the flame is holding strong. It's not like a straight up flicker. It's just showing like within its reflection that there is a little bit of that ambiance. So it's just the awareness so that, you know, we can continue to bring our best. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna get. This. Do you see how much is left? Okay, let's see on the bottom of the deck. 3 of Swords muted. Okay. Speaking of disaster control, I'm only going to get the ones that are faced up. 7 of Pentacles is accentuated, like on the far left. So as far as receptivity, it's also being patient, like extremely patient. And that's what the best mother in of all queens does. Being the, you know, that's the Queen of Pentacles. You know, the 9 months in womb. It's well, how many watermelons are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one is taking. It's on the lady, just looking at all sentience like around her, and knowing that like also within her, it takes patience. It's a process. Okay, so what's on my left foot versus my right foot? Holy smokes. 9 of Swords accentuated, and then I'm just going to look the covers, okay? And then on the right foot, we have 10 of Cups accentuated and 6 of Pentacles muted. So it's knowing about not losing our presence when it comes to it. So on the left side, receptivity, it's knowing that there's, it's just staying alert. That's what it is. It's not necessarily losing sleep. It might entail some of that a little bit, that it might affect our sleep, but at least the scheduling of it. But it's like being intertwined in all of those possibilities. Like there's going to be a lot coming through, okay? That patience is very worthwhile. Like the patience is not just like twiddling your thumbs, but also what you can make out of like tying up loose ends, learning new things, and you know, it's dynamic energy, you know. So what to accentuate this, like that's on the right side, on the doer's side. 10 of Cups, that's absolute happiness, pronouncing it, reaffirming, like instead of like, I'll be damned. I'm going to have an excellent day. I'll be damned. This is going to be a badass journey for sure. Because you know what? I'm balanced on, when it comes to relationships and bonds, I know what's up. And I know what's like, what fortifies that 10 of Cups energy. I am determined. And I am therefore successful. So what felt on the very tip of my toes on my right side is Daughter of Cups. So yeah, that's definitely what was that? That's like Page of Cups muted. A little peeking before that is Two of Pentacles, also muted. So it's that inner child, like admiring yourself and how we bring our own harmony, you know, like that way we don't have to like get meddled into like you know, other suitors and all of that. Like we got a lot of stuff, you know, to do. And so this is like the stone that's unturned here. So we'll see. It's 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune pronounced. Come on, we got a lot of stuff to like. I'm hearing to everything. What is it? Turn to every season. Turn. And there something to every purpose. Something. Yeah. Anyway, that's excellent. So, I'm gonna get those ones and put the others back. Okay. Back here. Okay. Last call for Spirit. Is there anything else that needs to be said about this? I mean, ultimately, it's feeling good about where we're at, you know, and what we can do with this energy. So, we have the Eight of Cups muted and the Shaman of Discs muted. So that's the Eight of Cups, like going within, not just like going out, but like definitely going within when it comes to like that self-exploratory view that, like without any distraction, like who we are, what we can do, like what else can we discover about ourselves, because we're highly industrious, we have a good head on our shoulders, and you know, we're fair, we're very much a nature lover, so we might as well love the full-on sentience of who we are. Okay. And above that was the Shaman of Cups. Yeah, in upright. It was leaning up against the fairies like earth magic deck. So this is very much mimicking like the Oreo in like cup, you know, like with milk, you know, chocolate chip cookie and, you know, milk when it comes to spirit, you know. People know that reference if they're like my diehard followers. Anyway, but it's, you know, having the shaman energy, like 2 out of the 4 kings that would be comprised within the Emperor energy. It's just following suit from Spirit. It's learning about and the emotional value, the intuitive state, as well as the materialization, like from spirit form to you know, as above, so below, as within, as throughout type of deal. So but it's mainly getting that through divine downloads and the feels. You know, the feels with intangibles more so. Okay. Bottom of the deck. You know, in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they go like saber-toothed tiger or whatever. What is this? Shaman of Swords. So we got 3 out of the 4, and this is muted. Hello. It's being absolutely honest with ourselves, vocal with our experiences, speaking it out into the universe as it shows here. Yeah, that's what it says. That overall it leads to ascension and accentuating that out to the world. Like, people know what our intentions are. They don't need to prove anything. So the moon, 18. So this is also full moon manifestations. This is about the mysteries of life and our own journey. And things to be revealed, things to uncover, but things also to find in the dark. Different creatures lurk in the night and, are dynamic within those hours. And the next full moon, I think, is March 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's a Tuesday. Okay, so one more thing. 7 of Swords, accentuated. So Fox and then like the crew right there. It was lifting up, but now it's not when it faces me. Maybe it's something for you, because when I show it, the Hanged Man. Okay, this is for you, not for me. Okay, because it wouldn't open up to me. So it's looking at things objectively, because, but also like quietly. We're mimicking the energy on the outskirts that are trying to creep up into our energy, like, with their absolute, like, it's so effortful for them. So, it's just being mindful of that, because not always we're 100% aware of that. But for me, it's cutting into another. It's 8 of Swords pronounced. Yeah, kind of like playing dead. So you're saying, like, I don't need to say. Okay, it's cutting itself again to what? The devil energy, no wonder. Almost pronounced like heightening. Like sometimes when we like do sword play, it's kind of forfeiting playing with devil energy. It's like knowing what's best. Like, I'm not going to accentuate the energy by, like, investing in any of it. Like, I'm aware of it, but it doesn't mean that, like, I have to give weight to it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you're, like talking to a brick wall. So, when it comes to, like, these, readings, like, I don't really need to read for them anymore. Those that are persistent within their, like, staying within their energy, like, they'll learn through how we excel, and that'll be just more of like a hindsight feel. That's where they're at on their journey. I'm not looking to convince them or like deliver them from their own BS. Like, I'm not that type of healer where I'm going to try to tie your own shoelaces. You do that, you like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I'm going to get one more for myself. It's the Priestess of Swords, so it's the Queen of Swords accentuated. It's not dealing with any bullshit. It also parted to this, which is Ace of Wands, muted, inverted. So it's a rebirth for sure. It's a personal one that nobody can take away, because they don't fully comprehend this energy. You know what I mean? So it's very much a rebirth within creativity, that it has the solar, like, phoenix energy. It's the Eye of Ra, like, absolutely in your face type of energy. Do you see that? With that being the cover card, when it comes to those, like, people who are deceiving us, part of their karma is seeing us like blast out, balls out for sure. Yeah. Huevos. This is, that's for sure. Like, that's what's going on there. Okay, that's for me. Give me a second. It is time, my dearies, for banana grams. Where's my board? Yeah, another stressor that accentuated to my way is receiving a reminder for a bill of something that I need to audit. And that will happen today. And I will effing enjoy it. You know why? Because it shows me, like, how badass I am at, like, research. And, I know, like, I just know. And once I put those pointers down, regardless of whether or not those disputes are going to be honored, I am actively writing the receipt when it, like the prescription, when it comes to like what spirit will see in many facets, and that will contribute to their karma within how they originally accentuated it, how they projected it into this world. So, it's awesome. The one that came through first is V. V is for vendetta. V is for victory. V is number 5. It's the Hierophant. It has to do with a form of legalities when divining it down to here. It's mentorship. It's a teacher. It's it's definitely like a vortex. So it says like, don't worry. I see petal. Oh wait, let me go ahead. PTFLAEEUDLENGIRMI. So I have MRI here. I have petal, like the petal like off of flowers. I also see petal as in like propelling. I see metal like a win. I see leaf, turning a new leaf, starting something new. I see grave, some, people are rolling in their graves, but also we're laying some to rest. I see denial. Some people are like very resistant, but that's okay. They'll learn. They'll learn. For sure. I see avenge. For sure. We're doing that. Do you see how like it... That's weird. Okay. I see defile. I see range. Oh, I see mensch. You know that the Holocaust, that decrepit doctor, that despicable doctor that I think ran like some kind of hospital like thing where he would like inject people with like questionable things. Like he would do all kinds of like foul experiments on victims, of course. So we see that energy here, the assertion of like that bullshit energy, and his clearance and allowance by other forms of authority that are also foul, that allowance to, expand on their research, but also like it's just gross. I'm seeing engage here, but there's no G, no additional G, so it's not there. Endure. Fate. Okay, let's look at names here. Okay. Ooh, I see evil. I see Dan. I see another name that I really don't care to give accolades or recognition to. Let's start doing that, okay? Anytime we see the foul energy, we're just gonna like eliminate it. I see Gavin, Diane, Tina, Trina, Adele, Ari, Marie, Nader, like Ralph Nader, I think, or something like that. Paul. I think that's the first time I've seen Paul here. Pauline. Paula. Oh no, there's only one A, so no. Peter, again. Lee. Dale. Madeline? Yeah, that's a long name, but to find it here, we have Madeline. Millie? Yeah, with an I-E. Marvel, like Marvel Comics. But it's also marveling at what we can do with our own gifts. I like it. I'm going to add it, okay? We're going to spell that out. I see the Fed, but also deaf, you know? Like, things are going to be definite, you know? Ellie. Oh, I think we already said that. Elvin. Okay, we have elemental energy here. We have Alvin again. Tay. Tam. And Tammy with an I-E. We have Tamara. Oh, no. There's only one A here. Terry, but it's only with one R, and it's with an I-E. Who else? We have Teal. Who else do we have here? We have other names here. Dean, like like, you know, in school. What is it? Neil. Do we have Garfield here? Garfield. Field. We have Garfield. We don't have Odie here, but we have Garfield. I don't know who has that name, but it's more than just a cat. Interesting. We have Fidel. Date. Late. But paid. Okay, so not to worry too much. Like, life is, like, you don't sweat the small stuff when it comes to the grandeur of things. Like, in totality, there's just, like, there's always going to be bills. Like, even for, like, people who are recent graduates, like don't frown upon, your school loan payments, or, like, the payments that, I think, debts from, like, your wedding date. I've never been in those shoes before, but like the stressors that I feel with having to pay things on time, like, you know what? Time is non-linear. Like, we're not to that extreme form yet. Like, maybe we have never been in these shoes before, but like, hi. But it's like, it's not to worry about those, the implications of, certain dates that need to be made. Like, those debts are going to be paid. Yeah. So it's like, so there may be some fees, but like, fees can also be waived. I also see dead ring, like ringer, but like there's no second R on it. We have Vader, like Darth Vader. But yeah, I'm going to start with, should I figure out some more names? We have Vale. I know that there's other names here, like Nate and Gil. Okay, I just got a text. Grail, like the Holy Grail. I'm gonna start off putting together what we found to be like of significance, like major, Marvel. I see Fendi, brand name that somebody might associate with that. Fuel. I also see refuel. I think that's important. Sometimes, like, when we're running low and like for real, like on our car, and we like push it to its limits, always like on the last like ounce of gas, that can like F with our engine. So like remembering to refuel, like not constantly, and this is like energetically speaking, that not waiting till like the last moment to recalibrate. For reals. I'm seeing indent, like knowing when to allow for some space before, like some breathing room before like the next paragraph of ish to say, like in our story. Yeah, indent. Gentle, I see that here. Oh, they want me to put that on. Oh, yeah. Being gentle. Oh, wait, shoot. Am I going to do that? I don't know if I can. Let me see. I can't really because, well, gentle. That just goes without saying. So they want me to mention that. The way I form things here, all the E's are kind of being consumed right now. We have glint here. So it's like having that glint in your eye. You know, that spark again. Like, don't always see it, but like when you see it, it's like a star. Like, it's just like a ray of hope. Like, there's still life in that person. So I have either dime or tide. I think, like, for some added perspective, feeling like there's almost like this, there's a tide that comes through on shore, and it feels like with the volume of it, it's like a tidal wave, like about to take over. But like Spirit's saying, it's just kind of like a baptismal effect where it's like a refresher, where you just wake up. There's so many things that are bigger in life. So, since it's sharing the T, the bottom part of glint, it's also saying like, okay, what are the opportunities that are coming through? Like, you got to stay calm to understand like how you're supposed to approach the tide, because when it's oncoming, especially for a surfer, there's ways, and even if like you're on the back portion of that wave, that person left. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's also important. Let me get back to that. Okay, so on the other side of the wave, you're noticing like how, like, if you're at the top of it or whatever, like at some point, like you could eat it if you try to surf something based on being at a certain placement that is not optimal for you. And so it's understanding like you could really tumble over and like, what is it they call it? A wipeout. Yeah. Like get like marls, like especially if whatever's underneath, if hopefully there's like nothing like that is threatening, but like it's like a washing machine effect, like and they're showing that you like yeah, it's definitely learning through the tides of change. The more you keep your calm, the more you're able to discern like how to navigate, whether coming from either sides, because like you're not the only one sometimes like engaged in that wave. Some people are at the mercy of it, some are amidst it. So if like you're coming forward at it, like you don't want to dive into like energy that is going to cause for collision and injury on either half, especially if you don't have like another board or whatever, a vehicle. But it's finding that calm for that optimal like state of approach based on your positioning as well as others. So I think that's like just like that glint, that flash of recognition. So we have P left here, and it could be like PM, like project management when it comes to marveling, or like the evening states, maybe that like, or PA, like personal assistant, like being our own, or like, what is it, public announcement, or the PA system, the on the, I forget the projector thing. Anyway, there's that. It could be IP for glint. That could be intellectual property. Like it's knowing that we're supremely protected, because it has that also on tide. But there's 3 places, actually 4 places that we can put it as PE. So this is physical education. This is like for reals, the man hours, the labor, the intensities of like full on investments, like putting your hands like, you know, immersed in the process. So if we put it like we have PG, parental guidance here, so that's spirit, like both the Empress and Emperor form right here. So we could put PG right there. We could put AP, accelerated placement classes. When it comes to what we can do in investment, there's PE refueling. Like in every place that you put it, like it's going to interact with every form here. So PE also. So I kind of like it. It makes sense for me to put it, most sense to put it right here. First off, like we have Marvel. That's the magician. 2, I think, was refuel. So that would be the high priestess, divine downloads. 3 is glint, which is the empress. 4 is tide, the power of spirit. And then 5 and 6, it's like kind of blended here with AP and PE. So I would say 5 would be the Hierophant energy. Especially with it leading right here. That's what we started out with, the Hierophant, leading to victory. Like it's very much an active process that requires our engagement. So that's PE. And then 6 would be AP, accelerated placement, when it comes to like the Lover's card. And with that, like you have people like, we're attracting people within the same league, due to our own personal wielding, involved within our own lives. So this is excellent. This is super excellent. With the energy that just came through, also made an appearance from the previous reading, like I decided to like not give them so much weight, because like I understand player energy as it comes and goes. So I'm not going to be like won over by flattery, and I'm just going to say it as it is. I appreciate compliments, of course, but like I'm not going to give so much weight as to like distract it from the power of what I do, that I do best, like you have to realize that devil energy comes through within the frequencies that it's meant to distract you from your calling. So if they don't stick, like the fact that they didn't stick around, knowing that like they were dipping into my reading and the actual personal investment in it, that they had other intentions in mind, being that I didn't give them recognition, like formal recognition, as much as I did, like it's a sheer night and day difference, based on like, they didn't stick around, and that's fine, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to like pet anybody's ego. I'm not here to like I'm not the healer that is supposed to like fill someone's void. So like you're either here for the true purpose that you're meant to, or you're going to learn in some other aspect. And I do this with purpose and for purpose. So this is excellent. Everything is a lesson. Everything is an opportunity. So I truly appreciate that. And now that this reading is officially over, I definitely thank you, my supporters, my sponsors. All donations provided in light and love are received likewise. Thank you so very, very, very much. Like seriously, there are anonymous like contributors to all of this, and I so appreciate it, because like I can't imagine, well, I guess I can kind of imagine how difficult it is to do the work, like such intense work, and not even being recognized as a nom de plume, like as like some, Are we okay now? All right. Now that this reading is officially over, upon closing all portals, I send all energies back. I send all energies back to their own locations, own energies, and their own oneness. Okay. to their own, okay, outside of mine. Thank you for respecting my space, my time, my energies, my work in advance. Upon closing all portals, I send them all back with their appropriate karmas due. There may be pending receipts, but I send them all back in light and love. And I close all portals now.